Jolan Trund, welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy. And before in videos from tomorrow on, there will be videos about all the new stuff that came after maintenance. I once again want to talk about a little basic stuff for our newest players on this game. And today I want to give you a little ship and combat guide. But before I do that, I just want to say, if you're not a subscriber of my channel yet, then please do subscribe to my channel and also click this little bell and all notifications so you'll be notified when another video comes out. And if you haven't never seen that, as soon as a video is published, I put a pinned comment under the videos as soon as I can. And there you find information on subscribing, but also on commenting, on how to get on my Discord I set up for this channel, and also how you can support my work here. But now let's have a look into this little basic stuff again. You see the docks on the bottom of the screen, and that's the docks I have and the different ships I have around at the moment. And ships are what you use all over the galaxy to explore the galaxy, to go mining. As you can see with a lot of ships, I have ships mining in mining data at the moment and mining materials. And there's the territory bug again. It's not colored, but all over the place I do send ships. And of course you will need them to fight. You see some of those markers at the moment for the aliens, for the discovery event you have to hunt, and so on. And in time you will start in this game with your one realtor, but as you can see, and I don't have the maximum of docks, I just have 6 of them. You will grow your fleet and you will send out more ships at once than in the beginning when you start with your little realtor at the very first level. But there will be missions and you will be happy to have more ships like that. But we need to talk about the ships in general. You might have seen my video on the combat triangle already if you browsed a little bit through my basic playlists. And there you have seen that there are 4 different kinds of ships. One kind are the interceptors, that's the sign with the little wings here. Then there are battleships. That's this little icon with the bombs. And there are also explorers. That's the one with the diamond. I don't have an explorer out there at the moment. And then there are the survey ships for mining. Those have this drill icon there. And as you know from the battle triangle, perhaps there is a slight advantage if you use the right class against the right class according to the combat triangle. That will give you a little advantage over these other ships. And for this is how you choose your targets then. If you click on a system where you've been before, you always see those little icons, what ships you can find there. There are, in this one, there are interceptors, there are mining ships, or survey ships, and armadas. And you can check that on every system. If you have been there before, you can always check what's there. The advantage, by the way, applies for PvE, which is hunting hostiles, and for PvP, that's fighting for other players. So it's also an advantage in incursions, in territory takeovers, etc. If you think about this combat triangle. If you haven't seen that video yet, I suggest you will do that after this video. Survey ships, of course, are made for mining, and you can fight with them, but they're not made for this, though, so they are not the strongest things you can fight with. And I even don't do that with my Novas, so that's what I have combat ships for. But to talk about the basics, to build a ship, you need blueprints. And that's why in every video I make about the single ships, you know that there's a ship series there already, which will grow with the growth of my levels. When I get to the 61 plus level parts, I will talk about more ships. And of course, when they include more ships, like the NX-01 as the last ship, for example, I make videos about them. But you always need blueprints. And then at the ship list, you can always see what shipyard level you need to build those ships, and how many blueprints you need. I have to scroll a bit further out to show the shipyard thing, because my shipyard is a bit bigger now, and so I have to scroll a bit to show you ships where it shows. You can see here with the Crozier, I need a shipyard level 56. I have a shipyard level 55 at the moment. So you can always see what you need, and you can always see how many blueprints you need, and you get them in different ways. But that I tell you then for each single ship in the single ship video, how to obtain them. It can be the faction store, it can be events, it can be only by buying. Unfortunately, that's a thing too, that you can only buy some ships and usually don't find them in events, and that is always different. But you need the amount of ships, and if you have the amount that's necessary, you see here that you can just click build, and then you see besides the blueprints what you need to build that ship. Sometimes it's resources like here the common ore and crystal as well, and titanium and dilithium, and how long it takes, and you can instantly buy it without spending the materials and waiting the time. But that's something I usually don't do. I just click build, and if I can, I speed that up, but I don't buy the resources usually, unless it's a really nice warship I was waiting for, and I don't have the resources and they are buyable. So then I might click instant, but I won't do it in this case. And when you have built the ships, which takes some time, as you've seen the Water Wars, 17 days and something, you also need to upgrade the ships. And okay, I have to do it slower. I would do it slower, but we have a typical Scopely again, so I will have to restart the complete device once again. I always leave that in the videos because I want to show the reality of the gameplay. You know, I like the game and so on, but that's the reality. And since the last territory reset, that happens more often again. So I don't know what they did at that reset, but they messed something up, because the crashing got much better after the last update, and now the crashing got worse again. So, but now step by step. If you click on one of your ships in your dock when they are at home, you see buttons here, and you just click manage, and then on the bottom you click upgrade, and there's the place where you can upgrade your ship. And you have different things here. You have the warp drive in many cases, the impulse engine, you have armories, shields, cargo bays, and different weapons. And if you click on one of those, you see what you need to upgrade them. You see that I can't upgrade at the moment, because in the last event where I finally got the last Mbenga shards, I had to upgrade a lot and spend a lot of materials. That's why I'm out of them. But here you can see what you need to upgrade them. I can just quickly swap the ship here to one of the small ones which are not completely upgraded yet, which is not always so easy to find. Let's take the Antares that is just there for my ship collection, and there you see it's green. That means I can upgrade them, and if I do so, then if you have upgraded all those that you can see, so in this case the 6 different parts of the ship, then you can tier up the ship. And on the bottom you see how many tiers it has overall. It's now tier 4 of 9, and so you can tier it up as soon as you have upgraded all the components you see here that are upgradable. And at the same time you have to level up your ships, as you can see here, which I didn't do. It's just a collector thing now, because I'm not using the Antares anymore, but I upgrade it when I need to spend some 3-star material, which also counts in some in the material spend events, and that's why it's tier 4, because I sometimes use that to get my last points in a material spend event. But I don't need to level it up, so it's still level 1 of 20. But by leveling it up and by tiering it up, you give your ship more strength and more power, and it's really annoying, I know. But we always have a nice thing to see the ships from the outside before I have to restart the whole device once again. And what I also wanted to say, but I'm not going back to the ship again before that happens again, I just want to say the component things you saw that you have to upgrade before you can tier up the ship. After you tiered it up, then you will have the components again, and you have to upgrade the components again before you can go to the next tier. And you will repeat that until the ship is on max tier. But with a growing number of ships and being out there all over the place, and I have that too, that they are everywhere in the galaxy, it's hard to keep track. And by always searching in those systems, oh, the colors are back, it will be a bit annoying. So they have a easy function to find your ships, and that's just clicking on one of the ships, and there you see the locate button. And if you click that, it will immediately bring you to that ship, and no matter where it's in the galaxy, and this is far out in deep space, but if we click the close one in augment space, we will jump there immediately as well. And then I can just refresh them and also go back home, where is a ship in the base, so it jumps to my base. This tiering up and so on we just talked about also increases your ship power, as I said. And ship power will decide what kind of hostiles you can take on. If you're very early, you will be around in the systems here, in Hosun, etc. And then going up via Riser and going up the levels depending on where you are, by Orion over to Rigel, and then here Geneva and all the systems here before you can finally go into faction space, and that's for the lower levels. And so you will always need to know what hostiles can I beat, and the ship power is a good measure for this, first of all. And you can not only raise it by tiering up your ships, but also by doing research, which is in a lot of cases even more important than upgrading the ship itself, by upgrading officers and by acquiring better officers with certain abilities and upgrading them. Those are all very important parts about the power of enemies you can take on. So don't only concentrate on your ship, think about the officers, research, your buildings will play a part. I recently told in a video that I now have the syndicate level where I get bonuses from my pass deal generators now as well for my ships. And all these little things are important for your ship power. That's why I, for some time now, not since I reached level 55, but long before, for example, fought level 60 freebooters here, which are unfortunately the biggest one I can find here, although I was on a much lower level because of the research, the buildings, the crews, and so on. For the basic beginning, I just have to go to one of my ships that are out there, although I won't do that. If you want to attack an enemy, so if you're really new to this game, you need to have the ship in the system where you want to fight. It doesn't work when you're in another system. It does not fly there to this system to attack. You have to be in the system. But then if you click on one of those red enemies, which are the computer enemies, then you see the attack button there, and you just need to click that and your ship will fly there. You see also how long your ship will need to get to that target, and then attack. If you scan the target, you not only get the power of the ship, but you also, if you click on the info button here, you get more information. It's not completely working properly either here with the ship ability over the health. You can see the attack, the defense, and the health of the enemy here. and that's why you see that it won't make much sense to attack him with maneuver. But all the different other stats of that ship you can get here as well. I will not go that far into detail in the basic guide video, but it's important to know that the scan possibility is there, and that you even can have a look at the stats like their defense, their hull health, their shield health, etc., and their other abilities. And you also can see that it says even next to strength, because it's minor versus minor. I have a minor in that system, but it would also show you if you have an advantage or disadvantage from the combat triangle here. So keep an eye on the screen. And sometimes those ships have abilities as well. That's what messed up the overview. If you click that diamond here, the red diamond, you can see you get the ship ability as well. And this ship does have an increased critical hit damage by 60% in the first 5 rounds of combat. And so you can find out something about the hostiles as well if they do have some abilities. That is kind of the little introduction, the little guide with 2 interruptions by Scopely, so to speak. And of course, it's not going into the complete depths. That's why I have made single videos as well, like the combat triangle, like certain crews for certain ships on certain enemies. But I wanted to make this little 101 guide, so to speak, for the newest players on this game. And I think some basic videos never heard. That's why I'm making all the officer videos, all the ship videos as well. And I hope it does help you. And for the experienced players, of course, if you want to add something to my little basic introduction, then please write it in the comments. And if you have questions in general or video requests, you know that I regularly read your comments. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.